Good morning. Well, it's morning for me anyway. Hope you're all well. I'm going to do a solution for this week's assignment, Pangrams. So if you haven't read the assignment, you should pause and then read the assignment. I'll just briefly say a pangram is a phrase that contains every letter of the alphabet. So then there's two examples here. And we're going to get started. So first, I want you to print a message telling the user what's going to happen. Then we're going to do a while true loop, and then we're going to ask the user to enter a phrase and store it in a variable. Then we're going to make a copy of the phrase, and then we'll get going. So here I am, 14 Pangram Haze, and we're going to check if phrases are pangrams. While true, phrase equals input. Please enter a phrase. All right, and then I asked you to put this in a variable tester. Tester equals phrase. And why don't we at the same time make it lowercase, dot lower. So what that does is makes a copy of phrase in the variable tester. It makes it all lowercase because we don't want to have to worry about whether an uppercase A and a lowercase a are both in A. We just want to make it all lowercase so that we know everything will be good. All right, and then back here, we're right here. So then step 6 is create a variable letters like this, and you can copy these lines to save time. Theoretically, let's see if it lets me copy. It always depends on what you're reading the PDF in. So I just said copy. And let's go back and see if I pasted that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so this first thing is in the right spot. Letters equals, it's the whole alphabet with spaces in between. But this one has to be tabbed in. This is important. They have to, otherwise it wouldn't still be in the while true loop. So this first line makes a variable letters that's all the letters of the alphabet with spaces between them. And the reason we do that is because right here, this split command turns this into a list. So I'm gonna just say print letters so you can see. So see, instead of being A space B space C, etc., it's now A, B, C. This is a list where each letter of the alphabet is one of the items in the list. So this is a good place for us to start. And you don't want to be printing this long term. I just wanted you to see what was inside the variable letters. Okay, so, and I explained that here. So then I said do a for loop to go through all of the letters in tester. And you say for x in tester. And then we're going to check if x, that's the current letter, is in letters. If it is, we're going to remove it from letters. And I show you how to do that right here. If x in letters, letters.remove x. So that way we're taking out each letter as we find it. So for x in tester, if x in letters, letters.remove x. So what that does is it checks every letter in the phrase, that the user entered, every character in there, and sees if it's in this variable letters. And if it finds it, it deletes it. So I hope you can see that as it goes along, it's deleting every letter it found. So when you're done with this for loop, if there's anything left in this variable letters, then you know the sentence or phrase is not a pangram because that meant not all the letters got removed. So we can just say if the length of letters equals 0, phrase is a pangram. See, that means if the length of letters is 0, it's because all the letters got removed one at a time in this for loop. And here's where we will do else print phrase is not a pangram. So see, if there's nothing left in letters, it's a pangram. Otherwise, it's not a pangram. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I told you to check the length. If it's a pangram, And then I said go back up to where the user entered the phrase, add a check to see if phrase is empty, and if it does, say goodbye. And we did that in the last program. So right here, if phrase equal empty quotes, print goodbye and break. That leaves the program. Another way you could do that is you could instead say if the length of phrase equals 0. You know, I'm just saying another way to check if they entered nothing. But you don't have to do both, obviously. So let's test it. That's the last thing I said in here. Test your program. Try entering the Boxing Wizards phrase from the top of this page, and you should be told it's a pangram. And try entering I sure miss regular school, and you should be told it's not a pangram and that these are the missing letters. Try another phrase or two, find a funny pangram on the internet, make sure it works. Okay. Oh, so let's get the wizard phrase. The 5 boxing wizards jump quickly. Copy. Let's run it and see. Oh, it doesn't let me paste. The 5 boxing wizards jump, what is it again? Quickly. The 5 boxing wizards jump quickly is a pangram. Oh, heck yeah. And then I miss regular school is not a pangram. Oh, I'm not printing out which letters were not in the phrase. Yeah, that's over here. When you say it's not a pangram, it does it does not contain these letters, comma, letters. See, whatever's still in the variable letters, that's what the pangram, the phrase did not contain. So, I miss regular school. It's not a pangram. It does not contain these letters. Yeah, and that's fine. And in my program, I did it like this: for x in letters, print x and equals. What this does is it prints them all in one line without all the quotes. And then I did a print like that. So I'm going to take it off of here. Whenever you say end equals and then something, instead of going to a new line, it'll do whatever you said there. So I'll show you what I mean. If I said, I miss regular school, it'll say it's not a pangram and it doesn't contain these letters. And I'd like it to be like a blank line before it does the next one, so I just put a \n here to make it prettier. And then also I remember, I like to do a, like quotes around the phrase. So I'm doing quote, apostrophe, quote, plus, and what that does is it's going to print out a little apostrophe around the user entered phrase. You'll see what I'm saying. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, it's not a pangram. See, it put the little apostrophes around it. And A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, hell yeah, it's a pangram. All right, well, I hope that helps you see how to do this. If you have any questions, definitely email me. And otherwise, I hope you have a great week. Thanks.